Well, hello, good people and Eagle fans. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great holiday weekend. Don't forget what this is about. This is about those who are no longer with us. And come Monday, I'm going to be going by to see my dad and my brother to leave some flowers for them. And I know today's a rough day for Cowboys up north. Today he buried his dad. And Mean Metal has got his uncle that's got a blood clot and it's in the hospital. So definitely send prayers for all those out there in need. You know what's crazy? I've come up with a theory here. We've got some things that are going really, really good for the Cowboys right now. You know, Diggs seems like he's gotten the message about the rehab. It seemed like we had heard that the Cowboys weren't happy about his rehab, last year, coming back from the ACL, that he wasn't as good a shape as they would have liked to. And make no mistake about it, rehab sucks. There's nothing worse than getting rehab. I remember, oh my God, I remember when I tore my ACL. I was 18 years old. And it's crazy to think about this now. But in 2.5 weeks after having surgery, I played football, having my ACL taken out. I know y'all gonna say I'm a liar, but you have to understand, they were just beginning to use the scopes. And they went in and they basically said my ACL was shredded, looked like 2 mop ends, and they just cleaned it up. And they said, a couple of years, as the technology gets better, we can do a reconstruction. Still waiting on that technology to get better for that reconstruction, because I don't have an ACL in this knee. But I remember I had the surgery on Friday, and on Monday I started rehab. And I remember the therapist saying that we were going to get 90 degrees of movement in the knee. And at the time, my leg was only about this far. It would only been about that far. And he had the protractor that's on there to see the angles on it, the degrees. And he said, "You're not leaving." And he just, and I could literally feel something rip inside of it. Between the heat and then the cold, the stretching, man, it was just, I hate rehab. Nobody wants to do rehab. But the thing on the rehab is, if you don't do it, I know people have had the knee joint replaced and they don't do the rehab the way they're supposed to. And they say, well, this shit didn't work. It didn't work because you didn't work. But be that as it may, it seems like Diggs has gotten the message. We keep seeing all these tapes of him working out, and he seems to be looking great. He looks like he's ahead of schedule. Dak Prescott, he's ahead of schedule. Maybe the Cowboys did something different with their training staff, that these guys are really kicking these things into high gear, because they're definitely looking better. If we're going to have a successful season, we need Dak to be 100%, and we need Diggs to come back sometime really, really soon. Now, of course, we're talking about, Jalen Ramsey might be an option for the Cowboys to make a trade for. I still think Stephon Gilmore could be in the mix still. Remember, he did stop by, around the draft time to say, hello, how are you? And touched bases with the Cowboys. I think he is the plan B. He's the backup plan, that if they don't find anything else, we got him if he's not signed by somebody else. I have this theory here, because it seems like, maybe I'm just too sensitive, but it seems like the Eagle fans are going in extra hard right now. Is it me? Am I wrong on that? Because my God, they are constantly just pounding down on everything about the. If I see one more time how it is that the 9-4 record that Dak Prescott has against the Eagles, how it means absolutely positively nothing. But I guarantee you, if Jalen Hurts had a 9-4 record against the Cowboys, they'd be rubbing it in our face all over and over and over again. But I think what it is now they're Super Bowl champions. They've won 2 in the last, 8 years? I think they're a little bit worried that the Cowboys typically don't do shit in the offseason. But let's be clear. The Cowboys usually don't do jack. They rely on the draft, screw free agency. We're going to bring in a bunch of aging veterans. We're going to bring undrafted rookie free agents. We're going to get guys that haven't played in a year or two, and we're going to throw that together and have a team. And somehow, they actually play pretty good and at least winning some games. But I think the Eagles, I think George Pickens being picked up by the Cowboys, in their mind, is what A.J. Brown was to the Eagles and how it changed that team's dynamics. And I think they're a little bit worried. Seriously. Eagles spend more time trying to discredit the Dallas Cowboys than actually enjoying the fact that they won the Super Bowl. Seriously. It's like that's the only thing that matters, is trying to prove to ourselves that the Dallas Cowboys are no kind of threat to us whatsoever. It's like they're whistling as they go through the graveyard. We ain't scared. We're not worried about no Cowboys. They suck. And they've already got the excuse in. See, they've already got the excuse in that if they happen to lose the season opener, it doesn't matter because the Cowboys can't win in the playoffs. You notice that, right? Well, I think there's something to that. Maybe I'm crazy, but the fact that I have Eagle fans that literally are emailing me and saying all of this crap is crazy. But we sit here 102 days, about 22 hours, 40 minutes away from kickoff of the 2025 season. And I can't wait to play the Eagles. Oh my God, I can't wait. One other thing that's on my mind here. One, I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed early. It's about 10 o'clock right now. We're going on 10 o'clock. And I got to go back tomorrow so we can put up the ceiling fan and I can finish spackling up these walls. And come back. We're going to have a little cookout here with the family. They're all going to be here. Daughter wants some barbecue chicken and some burgers. I guess I'll have to make some potato salad and such. But what's crazy is this. Think if the Cowboys, if Ted McMillan had been there for the Cowboys, and we can revisit this one, later on, they would have definitely drafted it. Which means that we'd have a rookie out there at wide receiver who may or may not be a stud. And we wouldn't have the mountain of the man that we do in Tyler Booker. And so we'd probably be maybe as good at wide receiver, but we'd definitely be a lot worse on the offensive line. Seeing Tyler Booker, and I can't remember the name of the video that Holly Pierce shared with me, but it was done about 3 years ago about him. And that guy, he's got some strength, he's got some size, he's got some tenacity, he's got some nastiness, and we got him. And I think this team is going to be a lot better because of guys like him. I see Tyler Guyton looks like he's been lifting some serious weights. He's got his man bod on. Not his dad bod. I said his grown-ass man bod. And maybe in the same way that Diggs has probably heard, trade packages and the Cowboys aren't happy about his work ethic as far as rehab, that those things become drivers. That Tyler Guyton has heard that everybody's basically written him off, that, it could be that Tyler Smith gets moved out to tackle and I get moved to the bench, and that these things are motivating these guys to get better. I sure hope it is. The one thing I've never wanted to be is that guy who's in the bar drinking and saying, I could have been, I should have been, why wasn't I? Living with regrets because they didn't do what they should have and could have. Don't ever be that guy. Alrighty, good people. I'm going to go ahead and finish this thing off, and I'm going to go to bed. Remember, good people, remember everybody who's no longer with us. And remember, for the ones that are, you let them know how much you love them. And you know me, I love you guys. And hopefully we'll all see each other tomorrow. Peace out.